The B-52 first took flight in 1952, a time when television was still black and white. Designed to deliver nuclear payloads across continents, it became a cornerstone of Cold War deterrence. Yet decades later, it's still flying missions in the Middle East, Europe, and the Pacific. Instead of retiring it, the U.S. Air Force has chosen to modernize the B-52, turning this Cold War giant into a 21st century strike platform. This decision isn't just practical, it's strategic. The upgraded B-52 will fly farther, strike harder, and survive longer than many of its modern counterparts. Now, with advanced engines, digital cockpits, hypersonic weapons, and smart sensors, the B-52 is no longer just surviving, it's thriving and redefining what military endurance really means. New engines, new life. One of the biggest upgrades comes under the wings. New Rolls-Royce F-130 engines. These replace the aging F-15EX that have powered the aircraft for over 60 years. The F-130s are quieter, more efficient, and require far less maintenance. This means longer ranges, fewer refueling stops, and lower operating costs. In combat terms, it gives commanders more flexibility and more time in contested airspace. The upgrade also helps reduce the B-52's environmental footprint, which is increasingly important in long-term operations. The new engines are also expected to extend the aircraft's mission readiness and reliability. These improvements aren't cosmetic. They represent a fundamental shift in how the Air Force plans to utilize its heavy bombers for decades to come. Digital cockpit and avionics overall. Step inside the new B-52 and you won't find the cockpit of an old Cold War bomber. You'll see something closer to a modern fighter jet. Gone are the dusty analog dials and mechanical gauges from the 1950s. A sleek, fully digital glass cockpit with touchscreen displays, smart navigation tools, and real-time system monitoring. The flight crew now operates with eyes on advanced HUDs, controlling this legendary beast like it's brand new. The upgraded avionics don't just look modern, they think modern. Pilots now receive live data feeds from satellites, drones, and allied forces all in real time. Weather patterns, enemy radar signatures, and changing mission orders show up instantly on high-res displays. This gives the B-52 the brainpower to stay ahead of evolving threats. The bomber becomes more than a flying weapons platform. It becomes an airborne decision-maker, ready to shift gears in the heat of combat, and when danger strikes, the jet fights back digitally. The new systems can detect threats, prioritize responses, and even assist with evasive actions all within seconds. It's no longer just the pilot's instincts at work, it's a partnership between human and machine. This new digital flight deck turns a 70-year-old legend into a frontline, networked warfighter that's now flying shoulder to shoulder with the most advanced aircraft in the world. Hypersonic weapons read. Perhaps the most shocking feature of the upgraded B-52 is its future role as a hypersonic missile carrier. A jet built in the 1950s will soon carry weapons that travel at 5 times the speed of sound. The Air Force plans to integrate the AGM-183A Air-Launched Rapid Response Weapon, RAW, onto the B-52. These missiles give the bomber the ability to strike targets thousands of miles away in under 10 minutes. That's a level of power and reach that changes the rules of war. This new capability will make the B-52 the cornerstone of America's global strike mission, delivering overwhelming force at unmatched speeds. And with the ability to fire while outside enemy air defenses, it becomes even more deadly. Survivability and electronic warfare systems. Staying alive in modern airspace is about more than armor, it's about brains. The B-52 upgrades include new electronic warfare suites capable of jamming enemy radar, deceiving missile systems, and protecting itself from electronic attacks. These systems allow the bomber to fly into contested zones, execute a strike, and leave before enemy systems can react. It's a level of survivability that makes the B-52 not just functional, but formidable. In today's threat-heavy environments, survivability is just as critical as firepower. The B-52 now has both. Its ability to disrupt enemy networks and confuse missile defenses makes it one of the most difficult targets to engage. Communications and networking. The B-52 is also being equipped to serve as a flying command center. With upgraded communication systems, it can coordinate strikes with fighter jets, drones, and naval assets in real time. Using secure satellite links and cloud-based data systems, it becomes part of a connected battlefield, pulling in information, relaying commands, and guiding other units during complex missions. This strategic communication capability transforms the B-52 into a battlefield brain, a node of control in a multi-domain fight. It ensures real-time response to threats and gives commanders unmatched situational awareness, longevity, and value. The B-52 wasn't supposed to last this long. Built for a nuclear war that never happened, it was expected to retire decades ago. But instead of fading out, it evolved. From dropping bombs in Vietnam to precision strikes in Iraq and high-stakes patrols over the South China Sea, this jet proved one thing. It can adapt, survive, and dominate in every era of warfare. No other aircraft in history carries a combat record this deep and this wide. Now, with the newest upgrades, the U.S. Air Force has committed to keeping the B-52 flying until at least 2055. That means this bomber will still be in the sky more than 100 years after its very first flight, a milestone no fighter jet, no drone, no stealth aircraft has even come close to touching. This isn't just impressive, it's historic. The B-52 is becoming the world's first century-spanning warplane. Cost efficiency. Instead of spending hundreds of billions on a brand new bomber fleet, the U.S. is upgrading a platform that's already combat-proven and trusted. A low-cost, high-impact weapon that's ready for tomorrow's wars without starting from scratch. It's smart strategy, unmatched longevity, and battlefield value all rolled into one unstoppable machine. Crew experience and human-machine integration. Modernizing the B-52 isn't just about machines. It's about the people flying them. The new layout and digital tools reduce pilot workload and make complex missions easier to manage. From new ergonomic seating to automation of key flight systems, the upgrades make a real difference. Crew members now operate in a far more intuitive environment. Information is streamlined, alerts are prioritized, and decisions can be made quickly, all essential in high-stress combat scenarios. This blend of human skill and machine precision represents the future of air combat, and the B-52 is proving that legacy platforms can evolve with their crews, not against them. This wasn't supposed to happen. While rivals were busy drafting blueprints for sixth-generation bombers, the United States quietly turned a Cold War relic into a 21st-century strike monster. And when the world saw what the upgraded B-52 could now do, faster data, smarter weapons, longer reach, AI-assisted cockpit, and even hypersonic compatibility, the shockwaves were instant. No prototype, no delays, just an old beast reborn and ready for war. Legacy doesn't mean obsolete, not when you fuse it with cutting-edge technology. Instead of betting everything on unproven designs, the U.S. doubled down on a platform with decades of real combat under its wings. That move threw off military timelines worldwide. Allies are now rethinking their investment plans, adversaries are scrambling to catch up, and defense analysts are stunned that one of the oldest aircraft in the arsenal is now also one of the most lethal. No one, absolutely no one expected a 70-year-old bomber to become the centerpiece of America's future strike strategy. With new engines, digital brains, AI integration, and global reach, the B-52 has turned from a symbol of history into a weapon of the future. It didn't just survive the decades, it redefined them. The B-52 isn't just surviving, it's leading. With its upgraded engines, smart cockpit, hypersonic weapons, and command and control capabilities, it has become one of the most important assets in the U.S. arsenal. This aircraft was built for a world that no longer exists, yet it's perfectly equipped for the wars of the future. That's a testament to American engineering, strategic thinking, and military foresight. For the first time in history, we may see a combat aircraft fly for 100 years. The B-52 isn't just part of history, it's still making it. If you found this video powerful, hit that like button, share it with fellow aviation fans, and subscribe for more tech that's changing the game. The skies aren't what they used to be, and we're here to show you why.